Hey guys, Marissa at KitchenTableStamper.com. Today I'm going to make a cute little treat box featuring the cup of tea bundle from Stampin' Up. This is from the annual catalog 2022-2023, where you can buy the cup of tea stamp set, you can get the teacup dies, you can bundle them together and save 10%, then you can make this fun little box. Isn't this so cute? All right, let me open it up and show you. Inside, it's one of these little green tea Kit Kat bars. I just love these little Japanese flavor ones. I get them at Japanese market. I've got a couple near my house. They look like this. I'll see if I can find them on Amazon and give you a link. If you've got a Five Below kind of novelty store like that around you, they might sell these too. And they are the same size, I believe, as the US sizes. So this box fits the... I did this box with a white chocolate Kit Kat, an American version, and it fits the same. So there's really fun flavors out there if you're willing to be a little adventurous with the Japanese style ones. All right, so the box for this is in Starry Sky cardstock, and we're starting with 4 by 5 1/4. There's a picture of the template in the printable project sheet on the blog. The link to the blog is below in the video description. All right, we're gonna start with our Starry Sky cardstock on the 4-inch orientation, and we're gonna score at 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. We'll rotate one time to the right and score at 1.5, 2, 3.5, and 4. Don't worry, the measurements are all on the project sheet with the template photo, so we know how to also trim. So let's work with a bone folder and then trim according to the template. You'll notice that one side of your template is a little bit shorter than the other side. So you want to have this longer one in your left hand, the shorter segment in your right hand. We're going to start with this long rectangle right here in the bottom right corner. We're going to cut that out. We're just going to cut right off the score line. Now we just liberate the tabs. And now this one is the tab for the open side of our box. So instead of cutting in the same direction as the bottom sides, we're going to cut down one more score line and then take a small little angle out of there. Then here we're going to cut out to these score lines, 1, 2, stopping at the intersecting score line. Just take a little bit of the bulk out. Now we're going to do the same thing on this side. Cut out this little rectangle, and then we're going to liberate this tab by cutting a small little dart, and then cut these tabs apart the same way. Cut a little dart and stop at that intersecting score line. So there is our simple box. I'm going to round the corners of my flap, and I'm also going to round the corners of my designer series paper. So my designer series paper today is a Tea Boutique 6x6, and we're using both sides. We've got one piece that's 1 1/8 by 2 7/8, 1 3/8 by 2 7/8. The 1 3/8 piece you're going to put aside. You're going to round the bottom corners on the 1 1/8 inch piece and the corners on the tab of your box. All right, now we've got our designer series paper and our box base all set. Let's get some tear and tape adhesive to put the box together and some liquid glue to adhere the designer series paper. I'm going to start on the outside of the box, and I'm going to add this little corner rounded piece with the outside flap. And then I'm going to add this gingham piece to the outside front of the box. Now we've got some tear and tape adhesive. When we fold our box, we want the seams to go to the back of the box. So we're going to add some tear and tape adhesive right here on these long front tabs. We can also add a tiny touch on the square tabs. It's gonna take your pick tool and remove the liner from the small tabs first. Now we're gonna bring the back tabs to the front and adhere the little square tab. I know it's to the outside, right? But let me show you a little trick. We're gonna now take the adhesive liner off of the long tabs and we'll wrap the long tabs toward the back of the box. So the seam goes down the back of the box, and look, we've just sandwiched those little tabs in there. Now there's no little tab on the inside for your treat to get stuck on. It's sandwiched between the two long tabs, which gives you a nice clean look. Seams go to the back, no little tabs on the inside. Got the little tabs that close, and our box just wraps shut. Now I'm going to use a little Velcro closure to keep this closed. I love these Velcro closures. I get them on Amazon. They go in and out of stock at Amazon all the time, the ones that I buy. But it's a really good price for a multi-pack. So I keep on putting the link, but you'll have to try and see if you can catch them while they're in stock. Now I'm going to take the clear side, which is the rough side, and I'm going to remove the adhesive, and I'm going to put it right on the center of my box. I'm going to peel the liner on the soft side, which is the more white opaque side. Close my box, lift, and then I'll burnish that. I like to do the rough side on the open of the box because when you're looking at it to take the treat out, it's a little bit less obvious when this one is the clear one. All right, there's our little treat box. Is that so cute? My other box needs a little treat too. I love these little green tea Kit Kats. Oh, there's one in there. Awesome. All right, let's do some stamping. I got fresh freesia cardstock and a tea mug from the teacup from the Cup of Tea stamp set. We're gonna use some sweet sorbet for this, some starry sky, and parakeet party. We're using in colors. And then lastly, I'm gonna have a little bit of memento tuxedo black. Cup of Tea is photopolymer. I've got my Stampin' Pierce mat here. And let's get stamping with Starry Sky on Fresh Freesia. I love this pop of bold color and high contrast. I think it really looks pretty awesome. Let's give that a second to dry. While that dries, we're gonna take a scrap of basic white. We're gonna stamp the tag in Memento Tuxedo Black. We're gonna stamp It's Tea Time in Sweet Sorbet. Got a little flower. We'll stamp that in Sweet Sorbet. And a little sprig of leaves. We're gonna stamp that with Parakeet Party. All right, I think that's all of our stamping. Let's clear away the stamping pads and get the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and cut out our tag and flower. I love this Teacups die set. It's got several of the flower, several of the little leafy sprig die. And so if you're making something that has maybe a bunch of little flowers as embellishments, you have a few dies and you can cut multiple flowers and multiple leaves all in one pass. It's really nice. We're also going to die cut our teacup. But before we do that, just to make it a little bit easier, we'll color the leaf. I've got a light Starry Sky Stampin' Blend, and we're gonna color the leaves. It's so much easier to color when you have the excess to hold on to versus after it's die cut. So let's go ahead and just fill in each of these little leaves. All right, there's my teacup, and let's get the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine in here. I think we can do everything for this treat package all in one pass. I love that. That is totally winning. If you know me, you know how much I love one pass per project. Okay, everybody's all lined up. Let's give it a crank. Get that out of there. Isn't that beautiful? I just love this bundle. I really do. And the opportunity for treats with this cup of tea bundle is almost endless. All right, we got our sample, our new treat box. Here's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to add some dimensionals right to the front of my box, and then I'm going to add one to the handle of my teacup so that it doesn't show, and then remove the sticky. Now this way I know that my teacup is on the box and no adhesive shows, and there's no adhesive past the flap to hold the box closed. We don't want to glue the box closed. Then we're going to tie a bow with some of this in color baker's twine. You get all 5 in colors in one awesome pack. The colors are phenomenal. I like the idea of using the parakeet party in white because we have the little parakeet party leaves and flower. It kind of gives you almost like a vine look, but I think the starry sky would look pretty awesome too. All right, we'll cut that away from the spool and trim the tail. Then I'm going to use a mini glue dot, but I'm going to take my mini glue dot and I'm going to use my take your pick tool and roll it in half. And then I'm going to put it right on the top of my tag, right above the line. I'm going to pop my little bow on using that glue dot. And then I'm going to add another little glue dot over the top of the knot. And the little glue dot on the top of the knot is going to secure the flower. So we'll add one there. And our little flower, don't cover your greeting here. It's really important. Keep that flower up high. And then behind the flower, I'm going to put another mini glue dot or a mini Stampin' Dimensional, and then on the tag I'm going to put a mini glue dot, and then we'll add that right to our teacup. Now at this point we can adjust our loops on our bow, so if they're a little too long or if they're a little twisty, we can give them a pull and a finesse here. Trim the tails if they're a little too long. Now let's grab, I'm going to grab a little piece of mini dimensional. I have one that's cut in half here. I'm going to add it to the back of my leaf. And then I'm going to lift the flower petal and tuck the leaf right underneath. And secure down that leaf. Isn't it so cute? Now no project is done, completely done anyways, without a little bit of sparkle. So I'm just going to add a rhinestone basic jewel. I'm going to use the medium size here and put it right in the center of that flower. Just a tiny bit of sparkle for a tiny little treat box. That's it. If you guys have any questions about this cup of tea mini Kit Kat treat box, you can email Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com. And to shop Stampin' Up 24/7, buzz over to marisaalvarez.stampinup.net. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.